quick TLDR on V3 of Castorice and Anaxa, because I'm not making money off my videos, so why would I waste your time, right? Castorice's rotations became easier. She now not only gains ult charge from overheal or drain, but as well from just any healing in general, making her more overall universal with other sustains compared to probably Hyacine. Because if she kept the charge through overheal and drain instead of just normal healing, then I can bet 5 schmeckles that Hyacine would have been absolute miles ahead of any other sustain, similar to another Zhao Q situation for Acheron, right? So even though Hyacine will still be likely miles ahead of any other sustain for Castorice, it won't be as bad anymore, right? And basically that's it. Her overall damage got slightly nerfed, and her own drain as well got slightly nerfed. Instead of taking 50%, it's now 40% HP of all allies, and the amount of ult charge she can gain in a single heal has now been capped at 12%. And you might think this is a nerf to Hyacine. However, the thing is, the main thing about Hyacine that her planar set has told us is that she'll probably be ran at 180 speed at minimum, meaning her taking more turns than any other sustain in the game will likely make her a lot more important than any other sustain for Castorice, right? Not to mention she as well has a memo sprite, so she's going to be higher speed than Ling Sha with a summon that likely heals better than Ling Sha, and then she also supposedly does damage according to the leakers, so it's likely not even going to be a close battle at all, right? Next we have Anoxa. Now Anoxa, yeah, barely anything fucking changed, okay? He is now better against the more targets are on field, more erudition-y now, right? Every single target on field increases, like he gets a damage bonus increase of like 15% for every target on field. So he became better when there's AoE scenarios, right? However, outside of that, he got slight damage nerfs, and I believe his base speed was increased by 3. So it's easier for some people to hit certain speed thresholds with him now. Overall, barely any changes, okay? Both Castorice and Anoxa, as far as I've seen, perform incredibly similarly to their V1s and V2s. So if you were expecting like an absolute game-breaking change for even just one of these two, nope. They basically just got quality of life changes, and that's basically it, right? Now, I'm not going to complain about this. Okay. I think Anoxa 100% deserves a buff. However, I don't think Castorice deserves a buff, and I will go into that in a little bit, right? However, it's semi-fine as it is right now, right? Now, what did I mean when I say I don't think Castorice deserves a buff, even though currently there's even like 2.x teams that clear better than her at higher investment? And the reason for this is I think Castorice will be very similar to a Firefly Super Break situation. I think the reason Hoyo seems to be holding back on her damage compared to a lot of other main DPSs in 3.x and even late 2.x is I don't think she is supposed to be the only damage dealer on her team. In fact, I think in the future, her best in slot team will all be doing damage, right? So what I mean by this is you have Tribby, who is a complete team buffer, and with E1 especially helps Castorice massively because her dragon is basically completely AoE, right? So you have Tribby, you then have Hyacine, who, as I mentioned earlier in this video, will be a burning HP healer who will not only allow Castorice to gain ult a lot quicker and likely somehow do more damage, but she as well is supposedly going to be able to do damage too. And then the only slot that's missing is another support that is either hyper carry for Castorice or a full team buffer for everyone on the team as well, who can as well, once again, dish out damage. And the reason I say this is Castorice's ult, when the dragon is summoned, has every enemy on field take 20% res down, right? It's basically Anoxa's E2. By the way, I think I forgot to mention that Anoxa's E2 got changed to minus 20% res down at the start of each wave with whatever weakness he implants, right? So keep that in mind. So the reason I think this, once again, is because Castorice does minus 20% res down when the dragon is up. And Hyacine, very likely either going to be a max HP scaler or a speed scaler. Either way, she's going to be absolutely broken and likely do a good amount of damage. Tribby is as well in the same boat, pretty broken, very good buffs. However, her main appeal is as well her own damage. So you add Tribby, who does damage, Castorice, who does damage, Hyacine, who does damage, and another support or even future DPS that you can pair alongside Castorice that as well does damage, and you have a likely most broken team in the entirety of the game, right? It's going to be that simple. Because she's not the only one doing damage, she will be stronger than other main DPSs, even if the other main DPSs are stronger themselves, right? It's going to be another Acheron Firefly situation all over again, where Firefly herself wasn't as strong as Acheron, but everyone on the team being able to do damage made that team stronger than Acheron's until she got Jiaoqiu. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Very quick TLDR. Castorice and Anoxa both perform very similarly in their V3 compared to V1 and V2. And my own opinion on Castorice's future. I don't think she's going to be the only one doing damage on her team. I think her future best in slot team will have everyone doing damage. So hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Peace.